Good morning. And happy Halloween. I know we're a day late on it, but it was the best we could do. If Halloween fell on a Tuesday, it'd have been perfect. I'd be up here dressed in costume. It'd be very exciting. Love Halloween. So anyway, happy Halloween. Today, here at Delta Media Group's Tech Tuesday, we're going to delve into the wide world of market watches. So we'll just go ahead and jump into the DeltaNet. And here we are on our standard page. So the first thing I'll go over is how to create a market watch page so that customers can sign up through your website. So they can go on, you don't have to sign them up, they'll just go in and sign up for a market watch report. And then we can give you examples of what market watch reports look like and go from there. So first off, if you want to set up your own market watch page, you go over to the website tab and down to pages. And we'll say new page, and the market watch is one of our predefined pages. So predefined, and I have way more choices in here than you'll have, but most of that's because there's the same choice in here twice. And we'll pick market watch reports. Now notice that this is advanced sites only, so what that means is this is an upgrade only feature. So we'll make a link title, we'll call this market watch page. We're going to put it in our navigation menu so we can put it in a drop down. And page title, market watch reports. And there we go. I'll just leave the meta description tags blank for now, but we've had videos talk about those before. And update. So there we are. Now if we look in our page list, we should have market watch page. There it is, number 29. And it'll add it to the bottom of our list here. And we'll move it up one just for fun. I like having contact me at the end. What can I say? We'll save that, go into my page and refresh it. And there we are, Market Watch page. So now, if I click on Market Watch, this is what the Market Watch page looks like. So by default, all the pages come set up with a link to Market Watch for sellers and Market Watch for buyers. And they all go to the same page. It's just different ways to get customers here to sign up for your Market Watch and ultimately capture them into your lead system so that you can market to them from that point forward. So let's see, first name and last name. Should I come up with something creative today? What's a movie I watched recently? Dr. Frankenfurter. That's probably somebody's real email address. I want to hope not. So a customer will come here, they'll fill in their name, their email address, they can put in their phone number if they want, but it's not required. Their area information, we're going to put in Ohio. County, might as well stick with what I know. Start county, and we'll say 44708. So that's one way they can enter their information. They just put in state, county, and a market area. And a market area can be, a zip code. I just do that because it's easy. You can also do a city. You can do a subdivision, school districts, things like that. The other way to do it is to set up a map radius. So if we just click there, here's our button, and let's say we wanted just homes in Louisville. So we'll zoom in on Louisville a bit. Oh, zoomed in too far. I'll drag our box down a little. We'll say we just want a market watch for this area. Save. And there we are. Then the customer can choose how frequently they want to get their market watch report. And they can also choose whether or not to have an agent contact them. If they check this agent contact box, then it'll put something in the lead that you'll see in the DeltaNet that just says this customer wanted someone to contact them. So we'll check that for fun. Monthly is what we leave this on by default, and usually for a market watch report, that's a good idea. A market watch report is just some basic information about the market area they choose, like number of properties on market, a few example properties, average selling price, average days on market, things like that. So we'll leave that on monthly, and then we'll type this in if I can read it right. Problem with live videos. We'll have to see if that works. Sign me up. Market watch created, that's a good sign. So now we'll go into the DeltaNet. We'll refresh it, and we should have a new lead. No, we don't want to refresh this. We'll just go home. There we go. There we are. My total leads number changed up to 9, so it looks like the lead came in. So I'll go into my customer center, and there's my old test leads in there, but if I scroll down to the bottom, here's a MarketWatch request. So we'll say process lead. And there we are. We would process this like any other lead. Customer requested an agent to contact them, so we see that laid out there. Customer's name, address, and it came up with the address based on being, where I had the map centered, and then 3.819 miles around that, or a mile radius around that point. And then to process it, we would process it like any other lead, so we can get their phone number if they left one. We can just mark it as processed, or we can fill out an email, and that'll send the customer an email letting them know that you received their MarketWatch report, and if there's anything you can do to help them. And then you would hit send, and that would also process the lead. So for now, we'll just mark as processed. And there we are. So that lead's processed. Now, we'll go down here, and here's our new lead. So we'll click on it, and then if we scroll down to saved searches and MarketWatches, we can see the MarketWatch they created. And what's more, we can click on preview, and we'll preview it in the browser, and there's what it looks like. Now, you'll see a lot more to a MarketWatch than this. So this says we don't have data for the last 3 months, and the reason it shows that is because there's no real data coming into this website since it's just a test site. So let me see if there's data for the Canton area that I can get inventive so you can actually see one. So we'll go back to our MarketWatch page real quick. Information's already filled in. Now, since I'm already logged into a Home Finder account here and signing up, that just signs me up for a second MarketWatch attached to the same account. So if we go back into the DeltaNet and refresh here, we can see there's now a second MarketWatch on this customer account. We'll click on preview in browser and see if we get anything. Nah, we're not going to get anything here. So, but basically what these reports will show is average number of days on market of all the properties in the area, average number of properties listed, and average price of all the properties. And it lays them down on a list, and then along the side here it shows properties for sale in that market. So you'll have an example over here. Now also, if there's sold data coming into your website, then, and that depends on your MLS, and depends on what company you're through, but if there's sold data, it'll show example sold listings at the bottom of these reports as well. And it just goes through recently sold listings in that area so that people can get an idea of what things are actually going for in that market. So we'll close out of those. So that's number one. A person can create a MarketWatch report by just going to your website and signing up on your MarketWatch page. But if you have a seller, you might have created an account for them in your system, and you want to create a MarketWatch for them. So you don't want them to have to go to your site and go to your MarketWatch page and sign up, but you know what market they're selling their house in, so you want to set them up for a MarketWatch. So for those, you can go in here, and we'll just back out one so we can see the whole process. So you would go into your customer center, which we're already there, but we'll reload it. And then you would pick the customer that you added, or add a new customer if you were adding a new seller. Click on their name, it brings up their information page. And then we go down to Save Searches and MarketWatch Reports and just say Add a MarketWatch. You can do it the same way here as you can by the public site. You can either define a market or you can do it by radius. So we'll say market this time again. We'll just type in Canton. You see our autocompleter pops up so we can pick from the available areas. So we'll say City Canton, save. And if we scroll down, there's our Canton MarketWatch. So these are all set on monthly. So everyone will send out to this customer monthly. You can also check this box with the MarketWatch, and when it sends them the MarketWatch report every month, it'll CC you on it, so you'll also get a copy of their MarketWatch report. Plus, you can go in here at any time and you can either click Edit to change what their MarketWatch report is. You can delete it altogether. In fact, we'll delete that one. Confirm delete. Or you can click on Preview if you want to see what they'll get. If you say In Browser, it brings up this in-browser preview. Thinks about it for a little while. And if you tell it to send you an email, you can just say, send preview email, and it will send an email to you instead of showing it to you in the browser. Well, that one's certainly taking its time to load, though. There we go. We even got data on this one. So this is what we get. So Stark County, Ohio Market Watch, we can see average asking price. It lays it all out on a nice graph here, done by month. Average days on site, done the same way. And average number of properties for sale. Now this is a particularly interesting example because there's no real data going into this website, so none of this is accurate. But for yours, it should be pretty accurate based on the data that we're getting in from the MLS and listings being added and removed at different prices. And then you can see along the right, we've got all of our different example properties from that area. And if you were getting sold data down here at the bottom, there would be a list of recently sold properties. Now there's one more thing I can show you with Market Watches. So we'll just go up to the top. You can customize the Market Watch itself a little bit. So we'll get rid of this. Preferences, email, messages. There we are. So right here is where you can customize just slightly the actual Market Watch itself. So you saw in that preview, that's what you get out of just the basic Market Watch. But this message goes along the top of the Market Watch. So if you wanted to customize it, you can go to this page and you can customize the subject in the Market Watch, and you can also customize the text that appears up at the top of the Market Watch report email. The main thing to keep in mind here is things like contact link is a custom variable that'll automatically put in a link to contact you, or a link to your contact page on your website. Phone primary automatically puts in whatever you have entered as your primary phone number. So market name automatically puts the market name in. So those are custom variables that will automatically be filled in with the specific information when the Market Watch email goes out. The other thing to keep in mind with these is that they send out to this same message sends out on every Market Watch report. So one thing I've seen before is somebody would go in here and they set up one customer for a Market Watch, and then they tailor this message specifically for that one customer. So you could do that as long as you remember to change it immediately, because after that message goes out, everybody you set up a Market Watch for from that point on is going to get exactly this same message. So if you tailor it for one customer, then every customer is going to get that one message tailored to the one customer. So that's the main thing to keep in mind here. All right, so that about covers it. So you've seen how to set up a Market Watch, how customers can set themselves up for Market Watches, and how you can customize your Market Watches a little bit. So let me back out of here. Now, so as always, it's been a pleasure this week. I wish I could see everybody on the other side of the camera, but I can't, just to see all your smiling faces and how excited you are with this information. I try. So thanks a lot for joining me this week. And again, happy Halloween. Maybe our next couple of issues, I'll bring a turkey in and we can do like a Thanksgiving thing, right? Right? Okay. So, as always, you can contact us via phone at 866-233-9833 if you have any questions, or you can send an email into support@deltagroup.com. Or if you have any questions on this or any ideas for upcoming videos or anything that you want training on, then go ahead and leave a comment on the video. So, in the meantime, I will see you next week. Well, you'll see me next week.